was a beautiful Saturday morning. Since the sun was shining and the weather was nice, Mr. Fox thought it was perfect for morning exercise.
Piggy, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. I really missed you.
I'm fine, Mr. Fox. I really missed you too. I hope you're doing great.
Why does he look so sad? I hope nothing bad has happened. You look a bit down, Piggy. Is everything all right? Are you okay?
Oh, Mr. Fox, I really need your help with an urgent matter.
Don't you worry, my friend. Big or small, every problem has a solution. I assure you, everything will be all right.
Oh, I know, Mr. Fox. I can always count on you.
Let's go to my house. I'll get you something to drink, and then we can sit down and you can tell me all about your problem. Let's go.
With that said, both of them headed off to Mr. Fox's house.
So, Piggy, tell me what's the problem?
I keep trying to grow a plant in my garden, but it keeps dying.
Do you give the plant enough water?
Yes, every day.
Well, how about the sun? Do you keep it in an open, sunny area?
Yes, I do. I planted in my garden.
Looks like I'll have to come with you to find out what the problem is. Wait here for a moment, please.
So, without further delay, Mr. Fox changed his clothes and got ready. Then, they both got into the car and drove off to Piggy's house.
Look, Mr. Fox. These are the plants I told you about.
Little Piggy, the plant you're trying to grow is ivy. And ivy likes to grow on something firm, like a gate or a wall. That's how they grow so tall.
Ivy? I thought it was just an ordinary plant.
Well, you can still grow it on the garden wall. Piggy, do you have a ladder?
Yes, Mr. Fox. Over there.
Okay, come with me. Hand me the drill, please.
After drilling the holes and hammering the nails, Mr. Fox hung the ivy plant all across the wall.
Now, when the ivy grows, it will find this wire to hold on to.
I got it. Thank you, Mr. Fox.
You're welcome. Take good care of it.
After saving the plant and helping his friend, Mr. Fox took off. And that, my friends, was the end. It was a beautiful morning. The sun was shining brightly over the jungle. And seeing how nice the weather was, Mr. Fox decided to go for a walk. The birds were twittering, the bees were humming, and the flowers smelled pretty. As Mr. Fox was passing by Bingo's house, he saw him doing something really strange.
Bingo! What are you doing?
I'm storing my favorite fruits to eat during the winter.
But you can't just bury them. They'll soon rot.
But what can I do, Mr. Fox? They only grow in the summer, and I love to eat them so much.
Mr. Fox thought about it for a while. What could he do to help Bingo?
Don't worry, Bingo. I think I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
You'll have to wait and see. I'll just run to my workshop and I'll be back before you know it.
Okay.
Mr. Fox went back to his workshop and gave it some thought. After calculating all the details, he started to gather the things that he needed. Then he took his toolbox and his car keys, and of course, the glass plates. He put them all in his car and was on his way.
What's all this for?
It's a surprise.
I can't wait!
Mr. Fox was almost done, and Bingo was watching him, looking slightly puzzled.
Here you go. You'll never miss pineapples again.
So I can store them in here?
No. You'll grow them in there. This is called a greenhouse.
But it's not green, it's transparent.
No. It's called green because we can grow green plants and fruits inside it whenever we want.
Oh, so now I can have pineapples whenever I want?
Yup. Anytime you want.
Awesome! Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Glad I could help.
Here, this is for you, Mr. Fox. It's the best one I've got.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Bingo. I love pineapples.
Now you and I can eat them anytime we want.
After helping out his friend, Mr. Fox went back to enjoy the rest of his day. Spike the Dragon always bragged about how good he was at photography. And all he wanted was just one little chance to prove to everyone how talented he was. It didn't take long before someone actually recommended him to be the official photographer of King Rorik the Lion's birthday party.
All done and send.
Wow! That's a nice picture! Now we know who'll be our photographer.
And immediately, Mr. Tiger sent a message to Spike.
Oh! Finally, someone recommended me. I won't let them down. I promise.
And so, Spike started to train and practice some more. His pictures were beautiful, and he felt so happy. Everything went well until the morning of the party.
Oh Today's the day! Finally! Maybe I should train some more. Huh? Oh no! What have I done?
While Spike was testing his camera, he pressed on something that changed his camera settings. Now all his pictures turned to white. Spike tried to change it back. He cleaned his lens and checked his filters, but all was in vain.
What will I do? Oh, what will I do? I must go to Mr. Fox at once.
Feeling so worried and sad, and with no clue what to do, Spike held his camera and flew off to Mr. Fox.
Who could it be this early? Oh, Spike, it's you.
Help me, Mr. Fox. My camera. Help! All white, broken. Help!
Calm down, calm down. Please, come in.
Spike followed Mr. Fox inside. He sat down and started to speak slowly.
You know today's the king's birthday party.
Yes, and you've been hired as the official photographer. Congratulations, Spike.
Oh, Mr. Fox, it would soon be condolences.
What? Why?
My camera. It's broken.
Broken?
Yes, I woke up early today and tried to check it. But I found that every picture I take becomes white.
Have you checked the lens?
Yes, and I re-cleaned them to be sure. But it's no use.
And the filter?
Everything.
The lens and the filter. Can I take a look at it?
Mr. Fox held the camera and started to check the settings.
Where could I buy another one now? Do you have a professional or digital one?
I don't think you'll need it, Spike.
I'll go straight to prison, right?
No, it wouldn't be fair to send the most talented photographer to prison.
They'll all laugh at me.
Are you sure about that?
Mr. Fox took a picture with the camera and showed it to Spike, who couldn't believe his eyes.
Wow, it's back. What was wrong with it?
Looks like you accidentally increased the gamma.
Oh, I forgot to check that. Thank you, Mr. Fox. I'll go now. See you at the party.
That would be awesome.
With that, Spike walked out of Mr. Fox's place. He went back home with a smile on his face. It was a beautiful morning. The sun was shining brightly over the jungle. And seeing how nice the weather was, Mr. Fox decided to go for a walk. The birds were twittering, the bees were humming, and the flowers smelled pretty. As Mr. Fox was passing by Bingo's house, he saw him doing something really strange.
Bingo! What are you doing?
I'm storing my favorite fruits to eat during the winter.
But you can't just bury them. They'll soon rot.
But what can I do, Mr. Fox? They only grow in the summer, and I love to eat them so much.
Mr. Fox thought about it for a while. What could he do to help Bingo?
Don't worry, Bingo. I think I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
You'll have to wait and see. I'll just run to my workshop, and I'll be back before you know it.
Okay.
Mr. Fox went back to his workshop and gave it some thought. After calculating all the details, he started to gather the things that he needed. Then, he took his toolbox and his car keys, and of course, the glass plates. He put them all in his car and was on his way.
What's all this for?
It's a surprise.
I can't wait!
Mr. Fox was almost done, and Bingo was watching him, looking slightly puzzled.
Here you go. You'll never miss pineapples again.
So I can store them in here?
No. You'll grow them in there. This is called a greenhouse.
But it's not green, it's transparent.
No. It's called green because we can grow green plants and fruits inside it whenever we want.
Oh, so now I can have pineapples whenever I want?
Yup. Anytime you want.
Awesome! Thank you, Mr. Fox.
Glad I could help.
Here, this is for you, Mr. Fox. It's the best one I've got.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Bingo. I love pineapples.
Now you and I can eat them anytime we want.
After helping out his friend, Mr. Fox went back to enjoy the rest of his day.
What a beautiful morning! Mr. Falcon should have been here by now. He was supposed to get me some sugar candies from the other side of the river. I can't cross that river on my own. I can't swim. I'd better go to Mr. Fox. He'll tell me what to do.
And since Mr. Fox helped many more, she went to him and knocked on his door.
Who's there?
Over here, Mr. Fox.
Oh, little Auntie Lou. Welcome. Please come in.
Thank you, Mr. Fox.
What can I do for you?
Mr. Fox, my problem might seem small, and I know how busy you are, but
Don't worry, Auntie Lou. Whatever it is, we'll find a solution. Tell me, what's bothering you?
sugar candies.
Sugar candies? But you love them.
Yes, Mr. Fox, I do. That's the problem. The only place I can find them is by the other end of the river side, and I don't know how to swim.
Well, how did you get them before?
I had some friends who would cross the river and bring me some candies with them. But I can't wait for them to go every time. I want to be able to get them myself.
I see. So you want a way to cross that river by yourself.
Yes.
Do you want to learn how to swim?
Impossible. I'm so afraid of the water. It's my worst nightmare. Isn't there any other way, Mr. Fox?
Sure there is. Let me think.
Mr. Fox thought quickly and without delay, for there was already another way. He'll build a bridge for Auntie Lou, so she could cross whenever she wanted to.
Little Auntie Lou, how wide is that river?
Very wide, Mr. Fox.
It won't be easy, but let's go.
Into the workshop ran Mr. Fox. He grabbed some wood and his toolbox. He put them in his Jeep and hopped inside. Then he and Auntie Lou went for a ride.
Little Auntie Lou, that's not a very wide river.
But it is to me, Mr. Fox. You're only saying that because you're too big.
Maybe you're right. Little Auntie Lou, let's get started. Finally, the bridge is complete.
Mr. Fox, that's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. I'd better be on my way to collect the sugar candies. I've always dreamed of this.
Enjoy the candy, little Auntie Lou.
After giving his friend a happy end to the day, Mr. Fox took his car and carefully drove away. One day, the whole jungle decided to celebrate their new king, Rorik the lion. He was young, active, and picky, and known for his loving spirit. After his coronation, King Rorik moved to his new mansion and started to check it out.
Great, and that's my throne, right?
Exactly, Your Honor.
Well, I'd better check it out.
Yes, please do.
Ah, timber! That's too uncomfortable.
But Your Honor, it was made especially for you.
Not good enough.
With a sad look on his face, Timber went to call Mr. Fox and ask him for help. Meanwhile, Mr. Fox had just finished his morning exercises and was heading back home. After a cold shower, he changed his clothes and had some tea. Then, he quickly read about the king's coronation in the newspaper.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Fox. Can you please,
Hello, Mr. Fox. This is Rorik.
Oh, hello, Your Highness. How may I help you?
I need you to come immediately. There is a huge problem, and I'm pretty sure that you're the only one who can help.
I'll be right there.
So, Mr. Fox quickly took his keys, hopped into his car, and drove towards the king's manor.
hello, Mr. Fox? One moment, please. Your Majesty, Mr. Fox has just arrived outside requesting an audience.
Of course. Let him in.
Come in, Mr. Fox. His Majesty is waiting for you.
Good morning, Your Highness. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, Mr. Fox. Good, you came quickly.
Always at your service.
Well, I was at my coronation, and I thought I would check out my throne. But unfortunately, I felt too uncomfortable. Can you believe that I'm gonna rule the jungle on an uncomfortable throne?
But I hear it was carved out of the best kind of stone.
But it still hurts my back.
Oh my!
Anyway, I've decided to design my own throne.
What a great idea!
But I need your help to make it as soon as possible.
It will be my pleasure, Your Highness.
Mr. Fox designed a new throne for the king, but the king didn't seem to like it.
I know just the thing for you.
Mr. Fox took his tape measure and got to work. He took measurements and made estimations. This wasn't going to be easy, but Mr. Fox was gonna give it a try anyway. He hopped into his car and took off for the jungle store.
All done. Can you please try it now?
Wow! That's exactly what I wanted.
Glad you liked it, Your Highness.
And there you have it, the new king of the jungle.